On August 5, 2004, NASCAR confirmed that the Busch Series would race in Mexico for the third race of the 2005 season. This would be the first international points-paying race for one of NASCAR's top three series since the 1952 Grand National race at Niagara Falls. The race took place at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, a 2.518-mile road course located in Mexico City. This track was previously well known for hosting the Mexico Grand Prix for Formula One 15 times between 1963 and 1992. With the race taking place in Mexico, there was an influx of Mexican-born drivers making their debut start in NASCAR. This list included some notable drivers like IndyCar star Adrian Fernandez, who would drive the 5 for Rick Hendrick in an awesome Mexico-inspired low scheme. A slew of Cup drivers would also enter this race, some notables being Kevin Harvick, Carl Edwards, Robbie Gordon, Jamie McMurray, Elliott Sadler, and even Rusty Wallace. When qualifying came around, it would be Jorge Gutierrez winning the pole over Robbie Gordon with a time of 1 minute 27.6 seconds. Jorge was another Mexican driver making his first start in NASCAR's top three series. He previously drove in series like Indy Lights and the Mexican Formula 2 Championship.
Jorge Gutierrez from Mexico City. He is 34 years old. He's been a champion of their truck series here, of the Mustang Spec Car Series, sports prototype champion, tractor trucks champion, and he has raced in Indy Lights. I'm talking to a couple of local officials and past competitors here. Don't be surprised if he ends up in the top 5 here.
I think he will. He's got that good look to it. He's hitting all of his marks, flipping the turns, hitting those apexes just right.
This is a team car to David Green, and he tested with David up at Virginia International Raceway last month.
Back on the throttle. It's a pretty nice lap. He'll be proud of that.
Quick in practice yesterday. Let's see what he can do. Oh, this crowd's going to love this. He's on the Busch pole right now.
He has a good-looking lamp. I knew that.
Look at this.
I said don't be surprised. I'm surprised. That was a whale of a lap.
Robbie Gordon is really surprised.
He will start this afternoon's feature race, the Corona Challenge, from the pole. Jeff.
Jorge Getters. Great lap, man. Great lap.
Thank you very much. I appreciate all the Bruco team. I'm excited. I've never been like this. It starts my career here in Mexico, and you know, it's amazing. I don't know what to say. Thank you to Bruco family, to NASCAR, to being in Mexico, and of course to Canels and Scotiabank.
Coming down, all the fans cheering for you, and especially after you put that fantastic lap down, everybody's basically just beating on the car and everything like that. What does that mean for you?
Yeah, it's amazing. I think it's my first career with all of those people. It's my country, and I appreciate to everybody, and thank you to NASCAR family.
Guys, he's standing there right now. He's just a shaking, just a trembling. I mean, the adrenaline's got to be just incredible right now. Like I say, it's almost like his mouth is still dry and everything like that. But take a deep breath, my friend. Take a deep breath. I mean, this is just a great moment.
I'm very, very excited. I don't believe it. It's in my country. It's the best day of my life. Thank you. Thank you to the Bruco family.
When race day finally came, the start of the race would be clean, and Jorge was able to keep the lead. The first caution would come out on lap 8 because of debris from the 43 car of Jose Luis Ramirez. Jorge would lead until lap 24 when he went to pit under green and Martin Truex passed him. He would unfortunately mess up his entrance to pit road, and he lost a lot of time to the leader.
Getters does all day long. I think he's made a mistake, Darrell. He slowed down to pit road speed way before the timing line.
See, he's never made a pit stop.
Exactly. The first time, we talked about it in the opening, the first time he's ever had to do this, Matt Yoki.
And Larry Mack knew more, told him, remember to get to pit road speed, 4,500 RPM at the cones. That's why he tried to jump down, Jeff Hammond.
Right now, Jamie McMurray brings it down. Donnie Wingo, along with Tony Glover, they made the call to come on in. This is a planned stop. Get 4 tires, get this thing full of fuel, and get on the sequence that they've been looking for all day long. He says the car is still working well. Just made a little bit of air pressure adjustment, Matt.
Jeff Hammond, a big miscue. The inexperience showing with Jorge Getters. He slowed way too much, almost came to a stop in Martin Truex's pit box, losing a lot of valuable time here on pit road. The car was tight. They were going to make an air pressure adjustment to free him up as the 42 car. Jimmy McMurray, you can see how much time he lost out Pit Road by how much track position McMurray has gained 20 seconds for the 66.
But I saw mistakes by Jorge Guerrero by getting into his pit box. You saw some mistakes by the pit crew. We talked in the opening. These guys are not used to making pit stops like this. Jimmy McMurray's crew, the 42 team, that's his Nextel Cup team. They've made pit stops like this.
Martin never really was challenged for the lead after this, and on lap 53, he would pass Stanton Barrett and lead for the rest of the race. He would lead the last 28 laps en route to his first win of the 2005 Busch Series season.
Truex's lead now 5.7 seconds.
He just keeps adding on. I mean, he just keeps pulling away.
2 to go. Harvick safe in second, but Carl Edwards is going to have a mirror full of Shane Neal before this one's over.
Shane Neal in the 32 car, he's there. He'll have about a lap and a half to try to make it happen for third.
Looks like Carl's car's got just a little tail happy under power.
You know, they made some major adjustments on that car not too many laps ago. White flag this time.
Under bright sunshine, Martin Truex Jr. grabs the white flag. Here comes Harvick. Edwards is stretching it out over Shane Neal, 3rd to 4th. Boris Said up to 5th, Rusty Wallace 6th, Clint Boyer 7th, Kenny Wallace 8th, Ashton Lewis 9th, Fernandez in 10th.
This will be a good points day for Martin Truex Jr. He came in here 8th in points, a couple of rough races, so this will maybe put him back on track. Remember, this is our current reigning Busch Series champion, Martin Truex Jr.
Good race for Boris Said and for his teammate, so to speak, Johnny Sauter, who's 11th. Hornaday is 12th, Keller 13th, Sorensen 14th, and John Wood at 15th.
You know, all these young drivers, they talk about Boris, and he goes and tests with them. He really helps them on the road courses. He's a good teacher. And then he goes out and shows them how to do it.
Still hopping those curves on the last lap, Kevin Harvick.
And Kevin Harvick has finished second in the first 2 Busch Series races. This would be 3 second-place finishes for him. Quite a way to start the season.
Off turn 6. Headed for 7 and 8 and the start-finish line and the checkered flag. Martin Truex Jr.'s last Busch Series win came at Memphis. He was 4th at Daytona and takes the checkered flag. Martin Truex Jr. wins the first NASCAR point race in Mexico.
Kevin Harvick, Carl Edwards, Shane Neal, and Boris Said rounded out the top 5. The Busch Series would race in Mexico 3 more years until 2008, when it was announced that the track wouldn't return for the 2009 season. NASCAR said the reasoning for this was a pretty sharp decline in attendance, as well as a lot of people in the sport didn't like the logistics aspect of having to travel to Mexico. Instead, NASCAR wanted to focus on the Corona Series, which is now known as the Nascar Mexico Series. Robbie Weiss, NASCAR's vice president of broadcasting and the managing director of its international programs at the time, said, quote, "We kind of felt overall, based on how well the Corona Series is doing and the tremendous progress that's been made in a short amount of time, and to balance that with the fact we felt the Nationwide Series event has kind of run its course." NASCAR wouldn't return to Mexico until it was announced in 2024 that the Cup Series would make its debut in Mexico City for the 16th race of the 2025 season, marking the first time the Cup Series would be racing in a points-paying race outside the U.S.